छोड़ दिया मुझे। डाउट है तो वाइप करो।
Limited cricket today because of the weather. This partnership has been extended beyond 311 between Crawley and Butler. There's quite a bit of advice going Naseem's way. In the previous over, just a sense that England are prepared to put the foot down a bit. Pakistan may be sensing that and deciding to come up with a counter plan. Slip a gully, looks like a catcher, very tight. Taken from Rizwan, that slow ball lands in front of him and then leaps up at him. A lot less movement off the seam and in the air in this test compared with the second test match of the series that was played 2 strips along. You could argue in the previous test that movement was so lavish, limited sample size because of the rain we had. It was almost too much to take the outside edge. But as you pointed out earlier, there's still plenty in this pitch for the bowlers when the ball is harder.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Broad, Anderson, Wokes, they'll look forward to it. Jofra Archer, England strengthened the bowling. But a good long rest as
Of course, Wokes will have a severe case of the pad rash, though, you think, wouldn't he?
if he swaps, you always have that after a while. You've got to go to the toilet, or you say, just put the pads on for a bit. Who would it be? Don Bess?
Yeah. Maiden, 438 for 4, had 122 overs in this test match. Partnership is 311. England are in good shape as we head to the drinks break.
नो डाउट राशिद भाई ने 3 टेस्ट में 3 बार 5 विकेट लिए होंगे, पर मैं भी कोई कच्चा खिलाड़ी नहीं हूँ। अपने दिन पे बड़ों पे भारी पड़ जाता हूँ। अरे बैट्समैन से पहले मैं टीवी देख के बता देता हूँ कि बॉल लेग ब्रेक है या गूगली। ऐसी तो अपनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है गेम को लेके। देख लेना इस बार मेरी 11 राशिद 11 के।
चौरंगी स्टॉप कौन सी है?
सर तीसरा स्टॉप।
थैंक यू। खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो चैंप बन के दिखाओ। माई 11 इज रेडी। और आपकी?
my11circle.com से ऐप डाउनलोड करो, अपनी टीम बनाओ और राशिद के साथ खेलो। my11circle.com।
प्ले विद चैंपियंस।
हर रेसिपी को बनाने का पहला स्टेप सेम होता है। सब्जियों और फ्रूट में से पेस्टिसाइड्स और जर्म्स निकालने के लिए सिर्फ पानी काफी नहीं।
आ गया आईटीसी निम वॉश, वेजिटेबल और फ्रूट वॉश। इसका 100% नेचुरल एक्शन धो निकाले पेस्टिसाइड्स और 99.9% जर्म्स को। आईटीसी निम वॉश, हर रेसिपी का पहला स्टेप।
Preparation comes before success, even in the dictionary. Remember, the scent of my success.
अरे माही अब रिटायर हो गया तब जाके टाइम मिला हमारे साथ खेलने का।
मेरे रिटायरमेंट की बहुत फिक्र है तुम लोगों को।
हर किसी को अपने रिटायरमेंट की फिक्र होती है, तुझे शायद नहीं होगी।
मैंने फिक्र नहीं, तैयारी की है म्यूचुअल फंड्स के साथ।
क्रिकेटर्स को पैसे दे दो तो वो कुछ भी कह देते हैं, बराबर ना?
पैसे दिए इसलिए नहीं, मैंने अपने पैसे बरसों से म्यूचुअल फंड्स पे इन्वेस्ट किए, इसलिए कह रहा हूँ। रिटायरमेंट प्लानिंग के लिए म्यूचुअल फंड सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
डर गई मुझसे? डाउट है तो वाइप करो, जर्म प्रोटेक्शन वाइप्स।
A well-earned drinks break for Butler and Crawley, an unbroken partnership of 311. And it has been these two. They were there last night. They are still there. They've played quite brilliantly. Ross Butler to his second Test 100. He's got better with every innings this summer. Pakistan have stuck at it pretty well. They've gone past the edge on a number of occasions. They found the edge on that occasion, but it didn't stop Zach Crawley bringing up his first double 100 in first-class cricket and obviously in Test match cricket. Since then, the charge has been on. You reckon in that drinks break there might have been a message saying, right, let's get on with it. Well, Chris Wokes has had his pads on for the best part of 6 hours. But he won't mind watching these two. Crawley has been brilliant with touch, and Butler has been patient. No less brilliant. Pakistan could do with a fifth bowler, really. I know Fawad Alam bowled 6 overs for 25. Maybe Shadab Khan could have been in the side, got some runs and a few wickets. Now they're going to have to try and work out just how to stay in this game. They're not going to win from this position. They're not going to get back to a 1-all. Try and work out how just to stay in this game. Shane Warne's next to me. England got to have an eye on winning this game, haven't they, Shane? World Test Championship points at stake. Try and go 2-0 as opposed to 1-0.
Yeah, good afternoon, Nasser. G'day, everyone. Yeah, you would have thought so. I've been very impressed with the way that Crawley and Butler have gone about it. I've also been impressed with Pakistan. I thought they've toiled away hard. They've beaten the bat a bit. They've had some good plans. But sometimes you just got to say well played. And these two guys have played exceptionally well. It's not just their skill, it's also the concentration out there. Long time to be batting. They're out there for a long, long time. Great partnership, good to watch, a good array of strokes. But yeah, I think 1-0 up in the series, 438 for 4. I think it's probably the drinks. They're probably looking at around 500, I think. Look to 500, then look to get Pakistan in and have a good bowl at them. You want to try and win every Test match you can play, especially with the Test Championship up for grabs, points, as you say, Nas.
He's good, isn't he? The only thing he's very good back there. Been out there for 122 overs, and his concentration hasn't faltered one bit.
Yeah, excellent. Good movement. Look at that. He's been excellent all series, I reckon. Wasn't easy up in Manchester either. Yassi around the wicket. He's been exceptional, Rizwan. The only thing I would say with Shan Masood bowling now, And the left arm a part-time. I would have liked to see them just bowl a little bit more, I think, at times. Just a few overs here or there, give Yassir Shah a bit of a break, or Nazim, the 17-year-old, not just keep running in. Just try and break up, because sometimes the batsman might relax with one of those part-timers on. So I reckon that's probably the only thing that Pakistan have probably missed the trick of. Still a bit in the pitch, so England will be excited by that. I mean, 123 overs in the field for it. It's pretty hard to keep that energy levels and the excitement up all the time, but I think Pakistan have been pretty good. But I reckon Anderson and Broad and company will be pretty keen to get out there with that hard new ball.
Going down.
Just looking at this partnership, 311. I'm just trying to think of when we played, and did anyone have those big partnerships? I think of Blewett and Steve Waugh had a huge partnership, but 311 runs in a partnership is a hell of a lot of runs. And they both still look hungry. Don't look like they want to try and give it away. They're still tight in defence. They're picking the right ball. If there's anything that resembles a bad ball, they're punishing that, rotating the strike nicely. There's some good quality batting still, and they're hungry. They want more.
Starts with a maiden, 138 for 4.
Imagine a germ kill spray that kills 99.9% germs. Hand in hand, hard on germs, soft on hands.
Fantasy players, make your teams now. Download the MPL app for free and win big rewards daily, and also get 5% entry fee back. Download now from mpl.live.
Preparation comes before success, even in the dictionary. Penrith, the scent of my success.
Well, it had 319 points if they can win this series 2-0 England, so even more incentive to jump ahead of Australia and get into that second spot. A lot at stake, the Test Championship, the opportunity to play that Test match at Lord's. So, yeah. I think if England are going to keep batting here and get to 500 plus, they're probably only looking at batting once. You wouldn't expect the bad forecast on Tuesday, maybe day 5. You would think that England will try and say, right, we're going to get to 500 plus runs, and then we're going to try and knock Pakistan over twice and not bat again.
Talking about partnerships and follow-ons, which you've done, it always brings to mind Kolkata 2001. What's the partnership between VVS Lachman and Rahul Dravid? And
way too many.
Waugh enforced the follow, because it has changed. When Steve Waugh said you can bat again, what were you thinking, Shane? Did you think it was the right thing at that moment on that day?
No, because, and I'll tell you the reason why. Well, it's completely different conditions. It was 45 degrees. We've been out in the field for a long time. The wicket was going to get worse. So I think at that time, I remember Steve Waugh coming up to us bowlers, Gillespie, I think McGrath, myself, and I think Kasperwitz was the fourth. And as we sort of had them 7 down, I was like, weary, let's use that word. And then we had Dizzy, Gillespie and Casper was only played a few overs, a few games, and he was a bit like, I'm ready to go, skipper, I'm ready to go. I was like, come on, Casper. So it was completely different conditions back then, and Steve Waugh was adamant that he wanted to win that record amount of Test matches in a row. I think it was 17. So to me, it was the only way. That's a wonderful shot from Zach Crawley. That was the only way India could win that Test match. If we go in and bat again and make the 200, the lead was 450, they'd try to defend, and it's a completely different game. So, yeah, I thought he got that wrong.
Well, as we see a replay of this wonderful cover drive, it really is. Some of the shots he has played, Crawley, stand up and watch, really. It's so pleasing on the ice. So good to see a young man playing an orthodox fashion, not complicate the game. 3-7-6, that partnership. Rahul Dravid and VVS Lachman.
Yeah, I remember standing at slip in between bowling about 4,000 overs. and getting hammered around the ground. Going through my favourite movies with Adam Gill, everything to try and get a wicket, our favourite songs. I think we were delirious, but they played beautifully. Laxman and Dravid. It's as good as, in my time of playing, it was as good an innings as there was. Laxman's innings was beautiful. Dravid was great innings too. Dip your hat and just say too good. Wasn't that often, Naz. I think the